Hey, Cariocekus here, back again for another one, this time with Bleeding Edge, but before we jump into it, guys, I also do stream over on Twitch, links in the video description down below if you want to hang out and talk games. But yeah, let's jump into it. Bleeding Edge, a game by Ninja Fury, the guys that brought us games like Heavenly Sword, Enslaved, Odyssey to the West, the DMC reboot, the awesome Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice, a studio that normally does action single-player games trying its hand in the multiplayer world. It's a third-person hero shooter where there are 11 different characters divided into 3 class types, the good old Trinity, so 5 DPS, 3 supports, 3 tanks, each with 3 abilities and 2 ultimate abilities you can choose from. Some melee, some ranged. I did like Metal Boy Nidhogger. These characters can also be customized by using mods, of which you can have 3 active at a time. These passively change your abilities. You do have to buy them with in-game currency, which you gain as you play the game. There are also skins and boards. These make you move faster when not fighting the boards, They can also be unlocked using in-game currency, as well as the skins. The game comes with 5 maps and 2 game modes, so objective control and power collection, both in a 4v4 format. The maps are mirrored, there are health pickups around the game, as well as power-ups. There are damage, and in some maps there are defensive power-ups as well. So the game modes. Objective control is a type of King of the Hill, with 3 points that will alternate between them. Power collection, you collect cells, which you then have to deliver on one of the active delivery points. You also do drop these on death, so you need to be careful. The maps are well designed, they offer some verticality, and some maps that are also environmental hazards you need to avoid. For example, I was once delivering some power cells and I got ran over by a train because I wasn't paying attention. Both modes can be fun, but you do not bring anything new to the table. How about fighting? How do you kill people in this? This is where it gets a bit weird. There are melee and ranged characters, as I said, but all attacks are aimed for you. The game will lock your character attacks depending on where you are looking with the camera. You can also lock a specific target you want to focus. For example, if you want to focus down a healer or a specific DPS. Okay, what do I mean by this lock system? Well, the best way to explain is the game gives aimbots to everyone. If a ranged character is on you, if you don't actively dodge or get out of their line of sight, they will hit you. This game is all about timing your dodges, which you have a limited amount of, so melees get 3, while ranged gets 2, but they do recharge over time. But the melee characters also stun during their combo attacks, while ranged do not. They did this in a way to balance each other out. You can also parry melee attacks if you time it just right. I found it easier to just use dodge. And since this is a team game, if you go in alone you will die, so you can't really be a hero in this. It's all about teamwork. So sound-wise, the game's soundtrack is interesting. While it's not my type of music, I did see myself humming 1 or 2 songs. In-game there are ability call-out when the characters cast their ultimate abilities, but sometimes you will not notice the ranged attacker on you just by sound. The characters have a distinct voice acting. One of my favorites was Makuta. And they do sound original. So graphic-wise, the game has a cartoony look, which might not appeal to everyone, but I do think it suits it. Kind of reminds me a bit of Battlerite. Options-wise, it does offer you most of the stuff you are used to in any PC game, but there is no FOV slider. So in terms of replayability, it's like any other multiplayer shooter. You play it until you get tired of it. The low number of characters and map pool doesn't help, but other characters will be released and I assume the same will happen to the maps. So story-wise there isn't much here, each character does have a small bio. Besides from let's fight cause reasons, I couldn't really find anything here, so it's basically a multiplayer shooter, so the story did not take center stage, it was normal. So what do I think of the game? Well, while I did have fun playing it, the lack of content and the current price tag makes me not recommend the game in its current state. Unless you do have Game Pass, then you should give it a try and enjoy it while it's still around. I also see this going the same way as Gigantic did a couple of years ago. I hope I'm wrong though, which is a shame. The game is fun, don't get me wrong. Still, I see it going free to play, not in the so distant future. It just feels like a free to play game and not a €30 game. That's it for Bleeding Edge. If you like this review, drop a thumbs up, maybe even subscribe. You can also drop by Twitch and talk some games with me. But yeah, stay awesome people and thanks for watching.